Yo, Elliott.
Yo, Elliott, our baby will be with us in 5 weeks' time. I'm fortunate my wife doesn't have to work and I'm flexible with my hours at the gym. I'm just wondering, how should I best prepare for my first child? I've done all the research on how to conceive and grow a healthy baby, but now it's dawned on me that I don't know what I'm doing when it's actually here. You already did the important part by dropping the seed. Now it's between God and your wife to make that happen. When you plant a seed out in the garden, you already did your job. You plant the seed, right? You fertilize it, right? That's basically what you do. You plant the seed, you fertilize it, but then you can't do anything. You got to wait for the rain. You got to wait for the sun. You got to wait for the minerals to do their things. Apparently, the seedling attracts what it needs. It takes what it needs. It gets rid of what it doesn't. God is in charge. Like right now, that baby's being made in your wife's belly, and neither of you are really doing anything. She has a big part to do it because she's the soil. So the health of the soil now, meaning her mental state, her spiritual state. Is she eating right? These various things are important, but ultimately it's God growing the baby. You already did your job. So now that the baby's on its way, you got to trust that your wife's natural feminine instinct knows what it needs, what she needs to do in order to care for that baby in its first few weeks. She should be breastfeeding, right? That's the natural instinct for a baby and a mama. The first reaching out that a baby does isn't with its arms. Its arms does this, all this weird stuff. It's in what you would call like a notochord. Like it's you know what a notochord is, or like a worm, right? There's just a long alimentary canal. So a baby is just basically a mouth and a butthole with a bunch of limbs that doesn't know what to do with. Its mouth reaches. And so the baby's mouth, it just knows. Watch the baby. The first thing the baby's going to do is look up the mom's going to go like this. Bob it, and even the neck is weak. So it's going to be doing this. But you know what it's doing? It's looking for a place to put its mouth, not its teeth. It's looking for a place to put its mouth. So that you have to teach the baby that, and you have to teach the mama, because the baby, literally, when the baby come out and your mama wants to hold the baby next to her chest, her titties is right there. So I think the first people didn't need anybody to tell them to breastfeed. We got so smart that we're stupid that now we have to give the baby a nipple. If a baby sucks a nipple instead of its mom's tit, it deforms the face. Did you know that? It doesn't allow the muscles to strengthen the way it's supposed to strengthen in the broad, natural way that a face is supposed to grow. There's muscles in the skull that need to be exercised, because when a baby nurses on her mom's tit, it goes like this. That's how it nurses. You'll notice the mouth is wide, and so there's like think about working out. There's a different range of motion. But when you put a nipple, a fake nipple in a baby's mouth, it goes like this. Think about the difference between and what that will do to a forming baby's body. And just think about it. It's what houses its brain. The house for the baby's brain is the skull and the muscles around the skull. And that's why the skull is still very soft when the baby first comes out, because it collapses. That's how it comes out of the vagina. The natural instinct for a baby, the natural thing for the baby is to exercise the jaw and the skull muscles so that it moves the cranial bones in such a way that it massages the brain. It helps build the brain. It brings fluid to the brain. It does all kinds of magical stuff that if you just leave nature alone, happens. Don't be one of those dads who are so eager to feed the baby that they take the baby away from the mom and I want to feed the baby. And they put a freaking bottle, fake rubber nipple in the baby's mouth. That's the dumbest thing ever. My advice is to leave them alone. You don't do anything except make her life easy. That's all you do. Can I get you something? Can I help you somehow? Let me break your ego here for a moment. Sorry. The baby doesn't need you. Oh. All you could do is get in the way. The baby does not need you. The baby doesn't want you right now. The baby needs and wants its mama. You know what the first thing I did when my wife had our first child? I went and I cooked. It was a time when I used to cook. I cooked. I made cheesy ground bison, and carrots with butter. A lot of fat and protein. Feed your wife. What does she want to eat? Give her good, healthy, nutritious food. You're the umbrella. You're the protector. You're the provider. She's the nurturer. She's the creator of the child. The world have this thinking that women need to go out into the workforce and be like men, and men need to be Mr. Moms. You don't need to be a Mr. Mom. Besides the fact that it's supportive to the mother, which gives the baby feelings of safety when the father's around, the baby doesn't need you and won't need you for a long time. And don't let that hurt your feelings. Be there spontaneously to have fun, come home from work, play with the baby a little bit, do some dad stuff with the baby, right? Like mom won't necessarily rock the baby as much as you will, right? Because you got stronger arms, right? do that thing that dads do with the baby. They, woo, right? They'll put the baby up in the air a little bit and just catch the baby, right? It gets the baby a little bit of excitement. That's all dad energy. And you're going to do that naturally. So don't overthink it. You don't need to read any resources anymore. Allow the natural pace to follow through and you'll be okay, dude. Done.
Yo, Elliott.